how tall are you? Probably 5'6", 5'8", or maybe you do it in meters, 1.5 meters, something like that. But we measure height in inches or meters. How heavy are you? What's your weight? Probably in kilograms, maybe stone. How happy are you? Happy? Yes, very happy. Less happy? Or maybe what temperature is it? Oh, it's 5 degrees, or maybe it's really hot and it's 70 degrees. Who knows? We measure different things with different dimensions. But imagine if we measured how tall you are in inches, how heavy you are in inches, how happy you are in inches, and how hot you are in inches. I need to tell you the story of Amadou, the chicken farmer. So let me share my screen with you. So the story is very simple. Basically, there's a chap called Amadou, who is a chicken farmer, and he farms chickens. So this is him. Let's find his chickens. What would the chickens be? Chickens are usually reddish, aren't they? Reddish, yellowish sort of things. Beak is good. Beak is good. And then some feet. Yeah, that's typical chicken. Okay, make it a bit reddish on the back. Okay, make it look chickenish. So Amadou's worked really hard all his life, and what he's managed to do is he's managed to build a hut. So this is Amadou, the chicken farmer's hut. Okay, so let's just reprise. What's Amadou's wealth? Well, it's a hut and some chickens. Fair? Good. Okay. That's all we know about Amadou. We don't know his wealth in any other measure. We don't know how much money it is until Amadou's neighbor comes to him and says, Amadou, I'd like to buy your hut. Amadou says, I don't want to sell my hut. My sister has a hut. Go and buy her hut. So Amadou's neighbor goes along and he buys Amadou's sister's hut for 10,000 bucks. Okay? Reprise. What's Amadou's wealth? No, it's not 10,000 pounds. It's a hut and some chickens. That's his wealth, okay? A hut and some chickens. That's his wealth. What you're describing there is the value of his wealth. The value of his wealth is 10,000, but his hut and chickens are his wealth. Okay, so Amadou's neighbor's friend sees Amadou's hut and says, I'd like to buy it. Amadou says, I don't want to sell my hut. My brother has a hut. Go and buy his hut. So then neighbor's friend goes and buys Amadou's brother's hut, but he buys it for 11,000 pounds. Reprise. What's Amadou's wealth? No, Amadou's wealth is a hut and some chickens. Okay, what's the value of his wealth? No, it's not 10,000. It's now 11,000. Why? Because quite simply, one idiot in the market for a product raises the prices for everyone else. All the huts go up by 1,000. So Amadou's value of this hut is now 11,000. He's done nothing, but the value's gone up because somebody's willing to pay for it, and up. It's always somebody who determines value. Okay, now another person in the village looks at Amadou's hut and says, everyone's getting huts. I want to buy a hut. Amadou says, I don't want to sell my hut. Go and see my cousin. He's got a hut. So this person in the village goes off to Amadou's cousin, and Amadou's cousin has heard that the prices of huts are going up. So he says, I'm going to sell mine for 12,000 bucks. Okay. So what happens? Amadou's neighbor, this person in the village, doesn't have that money. So he goes to the bank, and the bank look, and they can see there's a rising asset. The value is going up. So they go, well, we'll lend you 12,000 pounds against your hut purchase, against the asset, against the wealth. So he takes the 12,000 pounds and he buys the hut. Reprise. What's Amadou's wealth? Hut and chickens. What's the value of his wealth? 12,000 pounds. Does he have any cash? No, he has no cash. Zero cash. But what's happened is Amadou sees this wonderful rising thing. He goes to a dinner party, he's talking to all his friends, and they say, the prices are going up. You can borrow against your house. So Amadou goes to the bank and he says, I'd like to borrow against my house. They say, how much? He said, I'd like to borrow 13,000 pounds. Okay, so they lend him 13,000 pounds against his house. What's his wealth? No, a hut and some chickens, but he has a liability of 13,000 pounds, which he has now gone and spent on a really flash sports car and some curtains for his hut. Okay, but the wealth is still here. This is liability. In fact, until he's paid this off, he risks losing his wealth. So wealth is not the same as value. It's not the same as cash, but we measure them all in the same way, and that's partly why we're so confused. I hope that helps, because this is going to be central to understanding what's happening in our economies at the moment. That was fun. Let me stop sharing and let me close. Great.